No, really proud of our kids. Staff did an outstanding job of getting our guys ready. Got to commend our scout team. I thought they gave our defense a great look on what we're going to see from Vandy from an offense perspective. That offense is definitely a hard offense to defend. Left a lot of meat on the bone, so to speak. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot, but our guys are resilient. They kept fighting, kept believing, and that's part of a championship football team. When you can answer the bell when you go down and not panic. Those are the things that's part of our DNA that we got to continue to mold and create here. Open up for questions.
When we spoke last week, you talked about how you thought that one against Chattanooga and going down the wire was going to help you guys down the line. And I don't know if you knew it was going to be a week later, but it seems like that was the case.
Yes, I mean, so much parity in college football. I mean, you're going to be in close games. I mean, with the helmet communication, it seems like everyone's playing a little bit slower. So if things are kind of close, I mean, it's going to come down to the last 2 or 3 minutes of ball game. So we just got to continue to prepare our guys for those situations. The 1 minute offense was outstanding to go down and score that touchdown, and our defense held up when we needed to. Like I say, missed a field goal, shot ourselves in the foot when we didn't get those points. Gave them a pick, and defense did a good job of holding to a field goal, I think it was. So really proud of our guys, coaches, entire university. This is a big win for us. But, we're going to take a couple of days and get back and make sure that we're getting better, develop our entire roster, work on ourselves for the next 3 days before we go into the next opponent.
What was your message to Christian in the offense in that last drive?
We've been here before. We've done this. Actually, we do it actually pretty good against our defense. So I had really our coaches did a great job. I had great confidence that we could move the ball. The looks that we prepared for 1 minute offense, they were the same exact look. So got to commend Christian, the O-line, for giving Christian time, making the right decision about throwing the ball away. Talik made a hell of a catch as well. So everyone contributed on the drive, and it's a great team victory.
Coach, matter of fact, I spoke with Talik after the game, and he was just talking about how he felt like, moments in the game he gave it away, but on that last drive, he felt like he made up for it. What was it about that last drive where you went to Talik, he made some plays, and ultimately helped you all move down the field?
He made a bonehead decision on the kickoff return by not fair catching the ball. We probably should have had our kickoff return unit on the field as opposed to Hans team. They had 3 timeouts. So that was bad on the coaches. We got to learn from that, but really shouldn't put him in that situation. But we went over a lot of those situations. We do this film study on different scenarios, and we always tell our guys, we can't practice every single scenario, but when they come up, we got to be able to process and execute what's going on. So that'll be a learning moment. It's always great to learn when you can learn with a victory. So just proud of our guys, proud of our coaches. Got some guys banged up. Linebacker stepped up. Justin Abraham didn't play this game, so I thought the guys filled in for him and did an outstanding job. And IG went down, and Chimes came in and finished the game out at corner. So a lot of guys had that next man up mentality, and that's why we practice the way we do. That's why we try to develop our entire roster and make sure everyone's getting reps. And as the season progresses, that's going to happen again. So we're always going to develop our roster and try to make sure we're ready to play when our numbers call.
The first few games you were struggling in the red zone and even on third downs, but you scored on every possession that you were within the 20, and you were more than 50% on third down conversions. Just what has changed offensively to be more successful in those situations?
It's game to game. I mean, I don't think it's just more success. I mean, you got to execute, of course. Everyone has to run routes at the right depth. The quarterback has to deliver the ball. Got to protect the quarterback, keep the rush away from the quarterback. Backs are also part of that protection. So it's always a team effort to get and convert third downs. Like I said, we do this every single week, and the more reps we get in all these different situations, they're just bank reps, and it becomes a lot of recall for our players, and you just have to adapt the game plan to what we're going to see from that team. And our offense did a great job on third down.
Big target's been Ted Hurst, and just his emergence from minimal playing time to start his career to being major target for you, a big day for him. So what about his development and maturation with you and at this program?
Now we saw it on the tape at Valdosta State. Like, this dude here, he got something. So we saw it there, and we were very lucky to get him. Just really pleased with how he's grown in the offense. He came in late, so it is a lot with our offense, but it takes time, and and that's for our entire all three units, special teams and defense. So all our coordinators are putting in the foundation, and we're continuing to grow and build what our offense, defense, special teams can be. So it just takes a little bit of time, but I know this process works because I've been a part of it for the last 8 years, and it's going to work here.
Coach, Marquis went early in your tenure as head coach. What does this win mean not only for you but for your program and everything you're trying to build?
We'll celebrate it tonight and a little bit tomorrow and move on to the next one. So don't mean a whole lot. I mean, still got more guaranteed opportunities, 9 more guaranteed opportunities. So we're gonna prepare for the next one, and just take it from there.
Curious, as someone who coached against Vanderbilt last year at a different place, does that help you at all now that you're head coach here? As you're preparing for an SEC school, knowing that you've at least seen them before, and you can maybe tell your guys something?
They were totally different than when I've seen the last 4 years that Clark was there. So that offense definitely changed. It's not the same offense. Defensively, they kept some of the same concepts and philosophies, but that changed a little bit too. So you just have to adjust and believe our eyes, believe in the plan, and what we practiced for. They showed. So it didn't catch us by surprise what they were doing.
Coach, how did that first defensive drive where they got the script set? What did that mean to set the tone for the game for you guys?
It meant everything. I mean, all those scenarios, you can always go back and probably count 4 or 5 moments in the game that can go either way that are the turning points in games. And that was a big part of the game. I mean, we're always want to try to win the turnover battle and win the explosive play battle. Those are 2 big indicators in wins and losses. And, our kids are understanding that playing to win and the emphasis on those situations, including scoring in the red area and making stops, in the red area from a defense perspective. So total team effort. Like I said, coaches, coordinators, everyone in the organization did an outstanding job. Appreciate the fan support. We still got to build in that area and try to get more students, faculty, the city of Atlanta out to our games. I think we got a good product. I know it won't be an issue in 2 weeks of having a packed stadium, so just don't know the game time yet.
What about Christian, his development? I know you like to maybe not even name him the starter, but just what about his development as the quarterback and what he's executing well for you?
Like I said, he's pretty astute to what we're trying to do. He's a pleaser, and then he works extremely hard by coming in extra and meeting, and his voice is being heard now. He tries to be a vocal leader as well. So just really pleased in the growth that he's shown. Coming in late and just spending all the extra time with our coordinator and quarterback coaches just to get to where he is. We still got a long way to go as a team unit, and it's a lot of growth to be made. And that's what this bye week will be. Just be about us working on ourselves, developing our other members of our roster on our 2s and 3s to get them ready to play, because it's a long season and injuries are part of the game, but we're always a next man up mentality, and we're not going to create excuses when guys go down. The expectation is for whoever plays got to step up and play.
You couldn't have asked for a better outcome on that kick that resulted in safety, but were you trying to set something up like that? And when you had the kick on Burns earlier in the game, was that another instance you were trying to go kind of that short kick there and force a decision?
Yeah, actually, we changed up the kick on the safety. Didn't know he was going to make a mistake. Like I say, those scenarios come up, and the returner for Vandy just made a mistake by doing what he did. That wasn't planned, but it was a great kick, had great hang time, and the off return of panic. He wasn't a normal guy that catches the kicks, so we kicked away from the main guy. just to change things up, and also to give Braden a little bit more room because he, for some reason, kicks one out of bounds every game. So I said, let's go deep right, and we did, and it paid off.
The punt returner, they got a return in the last game, so kept him mostly in check on those.
Yeah, they got a really good football team. You know, really proud of our guys. I can't say enough for how they played, how they competed. Just trusting the process and keeping their composure throughout, and just kept believing in one another. And that's why we had all these growth sessions this summer, and our kids really connecting with one another and the coaches. And I know they're going, and they have been giving their all. We've been getting the very best out of our kids, and they've been really paying attention to what the message has been from week to week, and we just got to continue that.
Coach, I heard some of the guys come off the field saying this is the new Atlanta. Is that something that you guys have talked about? Is that something that just came up with off the field? What does that mean?
It's New Atlanta. You hadn't been seeing the tweets or anything with us. Everything we do, we say New Atlanta. That's all. We're just trying to create a new mindset, a new culture here. One thing we want to be is consistent in everything we do, and we're going to have a high standard in the things that we feel are important to building a consistent championship program, which is all about recruiting, again, developing the players that we have, and making sure our kids have an opportunity to fulfill their graduation requirements, then move on and live their 70-year plan with a great job, hopefully in the city of Atlanta. So we just feel like the city of Atlanta provides so many different resources for not only our football program, but for any student athlete that comes here because of the Fortune 500 companies, just any realm of employment that you really want to choose is here. So it's up to us to put our guys in front of the right people, so when they do graduate, they're going straight into their career plan, or once they get done playing in the NFL, they've made those connections and they can go and follow their career from there. Because football is not going to last forever. It has a retirement date on it for everybody. So, the big picture is how can we put our guys in the right place to fulfill the 50-year plan.
Did the guys earn any extra time off for this break, or is it right back to work?
They got treatment tomorrow, 22, and that's it tomorrow. So they were happy about that when I announced it. So it's a little bit. But like I said, we're going to enjoy this victory. Victories it's hard to win, so we're always going to enjoy them. And then when it's time to flush it and move on, we will.
Coach, when the game ended, it was about 15 seconds left. I was on the field with the team as a celebration broke out. To piggyback on the New Atlanta talk that we were saying, a lot of players saying that the energy was high. Just kids with smiles on their faces. You can just sense the sense of pride. I want to talk about one of the core values, brotherhood, from the growth in the summer to where we are now. Talk about how the brotherhood was registered.
Yeah, a big DNA trait of ours is connection. And that's what we've been trying to kind of build since we've been here, where we will have these growth meetings, small group meetings where a couple of coaches would lead the discussions, and there was always a message. But being a connected team, I think, builds and also allows our guys to play that much harder for one another. A lot of our guys and coaches shared their why and what they do and why they do things, and they were really, really vulnerable. They really opened up, and they were very honest about the things that they were sharing. And when you know your team and you know your teammates deeper than just from a surface level, it just adds a lot more value to, that's really my brother. I know his sister went through this. I know he went through this. I know his mom had this to happen to her. So we will continue to do that, and that's just part of us growing closer as a team. And we'll have a session this bye week as well, where we kind of do a growth group.
How do you maintain momentum, coach, into the next game against Georgia Southern? Considering you had a week off, how do you any takeaways you have from this game that you want to focus on?
No, we're gonna do a bye week just like I did at the last place for the last 8 years. So it'll be the same exact script, same schedule. I believe in that. and we'll do that, and we'll start thinking about the next opponent Thursday, and that's when we'll first introduce our next opponent. But we're gonna work on ourselves Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we'll get into them, and then give our guys the weekend off, and we'll get back on the grind. That's the one thing I'm proud of our kids for, just believing in how we're doing things, because it was definitely an adjustment. The way we practice is very hard. Not from a physical standpoint all the time, but a mental standpoint. I mean, we do a lot of walkthroughs, it can get like, God dang, coach, we got another walkthrough, we got another this. But as long as we see the fruits of our labor pay off, which this is part of that fruit, I think they will buy in more to what we're doing.
You talked about a lot of growth and leaving a lot of meat on the bone. One of the instances, of course, on the drive where Vanderbilt took the lead before you all went down to score, it was a few penalties. I want to say it was a
personal foul by Sir
foul.
Males. Yeah, very.
As a coach in that moment, and then coming, after the win, what's going through your mind through that, and what are your takeaways from that?
As long as it's time on the clock, we're in the game. So it's just part of building that culture that it's never over until the clock strikes zero. We're gonna play for as long as it takes, whether it's overtime or whatever the case may be. I had great confidence in our offense, and we actually talked about letting Vandy score once it got to the one. So one guy didn't really get the message, but we knew, hey, let them score so we have time to go back down the field. So actually, we just showed that scenario. It showed it Friday. It happened with Kansas, and I forgot the other team, but it happened, and they let them score. It was Oklahoma. That's what it was. Kansas and Oklahoma showed that scenario Friday, and it came up just amazing. We don't need that to happen. Like I said, we could have took care of business a lot earlier, but.
Any more questions?
All right, thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.